In this video, we're going to troubleshoot some problematic PDFs when using the OCR editor in ABBYY FineReader PDF. Welcome to the Accessibility Guide channel. My name is Sean Jordison, and let's jump into the ring. And I have the best document to test this out with. Let's select the OCR editor. Then we're going to find our problematic file, and this file is riddled with issues. It has like a poor scan. There's a lot of images in it, and there's just a lot that needs to happen with it. But we're gonna just take this one page at a time. So first things first, I actually want to, I'm gonna delete all the zones on page 1 because I think I need to do this just from scratch. This is gonna be the fastest method. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the text zone editor, and I'm going to begin to zone this content. And what we can do is use the built-in features. So there is this option called cut area part, and I want to cut out any problematic issues. So right now we have our 2 areas of content, lily pad homes. And what I'm going to do is just select this text to the best of my ability. And it's definitely going to have a complex reading order. And then we can choose what areas we want to have a picture. So in this example, I'm going to make 2 pictures, and I can use the add area feature to make sure I am adding all the components of this image. So next I'm going to take the next image, and I can use the add area button. And this is kind of like a trick to make sure that we are zoning everything in the correct way. Now it can get a little complex sometimes, but I'm simply drawing the box around this image so that the image comes through appropriately. Let's go ahead and go back to the text tool, and we're just going to grab all of the text that we can, and then I'm going to use the minus button to get this complex zoning in. And then we have a couple more areas that we want to scan with text, and I'm just going through very carefully and marking each one of these areas with text. Now this starts to get a little bit tricky in here because we have several different components. Now this is where I may want to spend some time on the read order. So I'm going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I'm going to go to the right side of the image and go to California Buttercup, the image, the text, and then scroll down to the bottom. And then we have sunflowers, and we're going to do ray flowers, then the flower, then disc flower, and then some flowers, this image, followed by some more text, the final image, and the final text. Now I'm going to select recognize page. Now there's some other things we need to check for. So sometimes the OCR just isn't perfect. That's the way that this is, unfortunately. And what we can do is we need to validate it. So under the yellow pond lily, what ABBYY does is it highlights any letters that it's unsure of in blue. And so I'm just gonna visually cross-check to make sure that the right letters are in here. And so far, the only one I could see is we've got this one needs to be updated to P-O-L-Y-S-E, Pala, and then we've got the words. And then we're gonna scroll down, and we need to make sure the rest of this content is working appropriately. And so far, so good. It does look like our text here is not showing up appropriately, so I'm gonna see if I can't, there we go, pull this glossy petals text out. And then unfortunately, we're going to have to go and change the read order again. But luckily, we can just follow the previous order and fix where it's messed up, and that will push that reading order all the way down. But it is a little tricky. Sometimes we have to go through the whole thing again to push that reading order down appropriately. Then we're gonna re-recognize the page. And now the reading order is appropriate. We've got sturdy flowers with an underscore. We're gonna delete that underscore. Now the truth is, this is, we're gonna have to continue through the rest of this document, but I'm gonna go ahead and delete those other pages for now, and we're just gonna focus on this specific file. Now, occasionally, we may find that the OCR editor doesn't do a great job. This is where you need to come in and make your changes and your updates. Now, some things that we can do is go into our options. So I'm going to select tools and then options, and here is where we can troubleshoot some of our errors. Now, occasionally, we may have severe quality loss on our images. This is where you would maybe want to update your image quality. So I'm going to select my custom image quality, and in here, these are the settings that I have set. So I have unchecked the box reduced original resolution. I have it set to do not change image color, and I have quality loss not allowed. And then I'm going to select OK. This makes sure that all of my images come through perfectly. Next, we have different things we can do. I have the checkbox set for use MRC compression and use ABBYY precise scan to smooth characters on page images. These options can sometimes greatly affect the exported final PDF. So it's very important that if your images come out blurry or your text is coming out all crazy, you might want to check these specific settings. Additionally, you want to ensure your text is under the page image. And finally, I advise that you set create bookmarks from headings and create PDF tags. And I'm going to have use Windows fonts set. Then we're going to select OK. And now we can take this file and we can save it out as a searchable PDF. I'm going to save it, and my resulting PDF looks really good. You can see that it looks a little bit different than the original file, but that's because of where I did the zoning on my pages. But it actually looks, in my opinion, it actually looks better than the original first page. It's like the letters are a little more crisp. If I go into the tags panel now, we have a properly set H1 tag. We've got a P tag. We've got our figure with a caption with additional P tags. We've got our figure with a caption with additional P tags. And then we have a heading. We have paragraph tags, figures with our captions. And this document is actually fully accessible right here. The only thing I would have to do is update my metadata. So that concludes today's video on how to handle a complex layout with a very poor scanned image using the OCR editor built into ABBYY FineReader PDF. If you want to try out ABBYY FineReader for yourself, check out the link in the description of this video. And as always, I can be your champion for inclusion. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.